Hello there and welcome to Concept Hunter. Today we're going to talk about Install D, which is a tower defense game. I don't think I've ever done a tower defense game before, but I'm really enjoying this one, and specifically because of the way that it does tower defense. There's pretty much two ways to do tower defense. Either there's a pre-given path, and you put towers around that path, or that you build the path with the towers. Okay, the previous one is kinda like most games are, specifically small Flash games are, or at least it seems to me. And the latter thing, where you build your own path, is kind of what StarCraft and Warcraft, where tower defense kind of originated from. Those types are the types that I love the most, where you build your own path, because it adds a whole strategic thinking to tower defense. It's not just putting down towers around the given path where it's very obvious. You build your own path, and that's something very powerful and I really like, and that's why I chose to showcase Install D today. So let's just get started with the basics. I'm going to go down to about level 1. And just to show you how it works, the theme here is a computer theme. It is a server theme. You have your server, you build up towers with data, and the towers, example, are ping and other lag, and you fight viruses and bugs. That's the theme of the game in terms of storytelling, I guess. Doesn't really matter, you usually kind of ignore it. What we will talk about is the actual stylistic theme, but let's wait a little bit and just see how the game works. So it's a very basic one. This is level 1, so it's very easy and it's very basic. You put down the towers, you only have this strip, you can't place towers anywhere else right now, okay? And you get more data, spend data by installing more tower programs. So I'm placing them down in the very standard path, and I can call the next wave a little bit faster. Okay, I call the next wave a little bit faster to get more score. And score usually doesn't mean anything, but in this game they found a way to make it mean something, which is kind of nice. The higher you get score, when you get a good score, and that's why you want to call in things faster, you get stars. Now we're used to stars. We're used to 3 stars. We also get a 4th star for no hits whatsoever, which is kind of nice. But the way that they use the stars later on, and I'm just jumping to a further level because only in the further levels you could do this, you could actually research, okay? And these towers, you get the currency, which you get currency, but you can research by having a certain amount of stars. It unlocks elite towers and master tower programs, and also I already unlocked adept and expert. So there's a reason to get those stars, okay? I don't care about score in most cases, but in this game I do, because I want more stars, because I want to unlock the elite tower and master tower programs. Okay, so that's a way to have score more over than just the number. There's a meaning to it, which is really strong and really important, and I really like it. Now I'm going to jump ahead to, let's say, level 3. Let's jump 2 levels ahead. And you can see that you get more towers. Decompile tower programs reduce threats' defenses. And we also have areas on the ground where the speed is heightened. You can see that they move faster. My towers will also attack faster, okay? You can also see that it attacks a little bit faster when it's on these areas. And yeah, I just put down things just to show you. We're going to jump ahead, I guess, to level, let's say 8. I should have everything at about level 8. Yes, I do have everything at about level 8. So you get 6 towers, and as you saw, you could pick and choose which towers you want according to what you've unlocked. They do have a specific theme to them, each type of tower, but you could pick and choose, which is really, really cool. The 6th one is these are all standard towers, okay? You got a little bit of AoE, a little bit of more than one attack, reduced defenses, slow, and the standard tower to build up your the path, the cheap towers to build up your path. The 6th one is something you could put on the path, okay, everything else blocks it, and this one specifically will explode to destroy a single target threat. You have all kinds of different ones that do different things, and you also always have W, which puts down, if I start the game, you can see that I start with 3 little builders, okay, 1, 2, and 3. These collect data, these mine data, and I can spend a little bit of data to get an additional one, and these additional ones will mine data a little bit faster, so I'll have data a little bit faster. Okay, so do I want to build towers right now, or do I want to spend some data to get more data later on? Okay, so that's a nice little strategic thought. Now you can also see that you have all kinds of different areas. Defense down, this only applies, I don't take damage, so this only applies to the creeps. Recurring glitches return as zombie threats. Okay, so this is something that I want to talk about a little bit. The game itself, I guess I'm just going to build something simple here so that we could actually play and not lose immediately. I have a problem with the theme in the sense that I have no idea what most of these things do, okay? There's all kinds of colors, there's all kinds of colors and a little bit of different types of things, but I have no idea what they do. I have no idea, and I don't even think about it. In most cases, you know exactly, this thing is shielded, this thing breaks apart, and this thing flies, okay? Basically, I think I only know how flying things look like. Most things I have no idea what they do. Okay, and you can't click them to see as well. You can only click at the top. Recurring bug, nearby threats return to life. I guess, oh my, I have so much. I'm gonna lose this. No, just build up towers. Put down towers and kill it. No, okay, good. So, I don't really know, because the theme is so minimalistic, I'm not sure what things do, and I treat everything equally. I just build up my path. Another important thing is, I build up my path kind of completely ignoring on what's on the ground. Okay, and specifically in later levels, let's just jump to the last level that I've unlocked, level 16. There's speed, there's extra range for towers, okay? There's minus speed, and there's these proxies, which we'll talk about in a second. I'm not gonna think about them in most cases. Now, this might be just because I'm still in early levels, and the game is very lenient. And in later levels, I will have to use these areas to my advantage, or, you know, to work around them. But currently, I'm just kind of ignoring them completely and just building the standard stuff of always doing this. In this case, it won't work because of this teleport. But I'm just doing the standard stuff in most cases, and it's fine. And it works as long as my layout is standard and I properly place down towers. It's kind of okay. I do wish that you could like remove these. The current way that wait, let's finish this. So I kind of not using the layouts right now, and I wish and I hope and I believe that further on you do have to use them. So that's not something that I can completely say that you never use the layouts, but that's how I feel so far. Which is also kind of important. I'm at level 16. I should be using the layouts a little bit of the level because that's part of what makes this cool, and the building of the path, kind of what makes it interesting. So that's one thing. I do have to say a couple of small things in terms of hotkeys. I wish that pressing this, I could press S in order to sell it. Okay, especially that my hand is already on 1, 2, 6, and W. I want to be able to press S in order to sell something. And in towers that I can upgrade, I also wish I could press, let's say, A. It doesn't have to be U because U is far away, but let's say upgrade, okay, A, in order to upgrade it. So, because these are two things that you want to do instantly, okay? You want to do S, and you want to do A, S in order to sell, and A in order to upgrade. And I also noticed that there's lock, that you could lock it to only slow down things in this specific path, only applies to specific towers, but I've never used it. I've just never used it. I always just let it do what it standardly does. So I don't know if you need this at all. It's a nice little thing to have, but that's something that I'm not really sure that you need. And the last thing that I have to say, again returning to the visual theme, that specifically in this level, and in other levels where you have the portals, you can see that if I build a tower, I can see the path. The pairs here are very obscure to me. I have no idea what connects to what. Now, you could kind of decipher after thinking a little bit, this one goes to this one goes to this one, and the bottom is the same. So it's the green is the start and purple is the ending. But in other levels as well as this one, it's very not clear to me. This needs to be more obvious, okay? You want to have pairs. So in this specific level where you have 4 pairs of portals, you want to have 4 different colors for each one. The colors don't matter, but you want to have 4 different ones. Okay, this one is green, this one will be green, this one will be purple, this one will be purple, this one will be blue, and this one, and these 2 will be red. And you want to be very clear what's the entrance and what's the exit. I don't care how you do it, the visual representation is up to you, but I need to know that this is the entrance and this is the exit. to this pair, and every entrance is green and every exit is purple, is not clear, especially when you have a lot of them. Okay, it's not immediately apparent. I have to think, and that's something very bad in such a hectic tower defense game. So about the visual theme, I like the simplistic nature of it. I think it's important, especially with such a hectic game. But there's a couple of things that you need to fix. And there's also one thing that adds clutter and I think is really bad. When things blow up, you see these little pixels that remain. These create such a huge level of clutter as you progress through the stage. It's too much clutter, and I can actually press them to move them around, it seems. I haven't actually checked that. It creates so much clutter, and the game gets hectic as hell anyways. I really dislike it. I know it's something really cool that you've probably worked hard on implementing, but this shouldn't be here. It adds so much clutter, and again, a tower defense game is incredibly hectic. So this clutter doesn't help me understand what the hell's happening on screen, and it becomes frantic as hell, and that's a bad thing. Okay, it happens because that's how the game goes, and this thing, having these pixels, is a bad. Doesn't help there. It actually really hinders my understanding of what's happening on screen. So other than that, I'm really enjoying the game. Other than a couple of visual problems, and I wish there were more hotkeys, I'm really enjoying it currently. I'm sure that it progresses. Look at the amount of content. There's so many levels here. And because every level, it's not that you just can add levels, because you have to actually play test every level and make sure that it works properly and that it's interesting. So the level of content here is pretty staggering, and it's really cool. I'll be playing this for quite a long time. You also have challenge maps, but I don't really feel... What challenge maps should do is kind of play a little bit with the mechanics, and I don't feel that they play enough with the mechanics, and I don't feel that there are enough challenge levels. I wish there were more. I wish there were a challenge level for every 3 levels, and right now it seems that there's for every 4. Well, somewhat, but you could put down more challenge levels with more diverse, interesting stuff. I don't feel that they're enough of a change from the standard levels, but other than that, I'm really enjoying this. It's a really good tower defense game. It brings me back to the building path thing in StarCraft and Warcraft custom maps, which is really, really cool. And highly recommended if you like tower defense games. It's by II Blocks, the game by Colin Toll, if I read his name correctly. The sound of music is by John Axon. It's called Install D. And that's it for Concept Hunter. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.